Hello everyone! So my Elden Ring journey will continue this week with the live streams coming back on Tuesday and Thursday. And to get you caught up in what's been going on off stream, here are some highlights. We are starting off with the Fire Giant fight. This has been my biggest hurdle yet since Margit, who took me 17 hours to beat, for those who remember and have been following along. This fight took me 7 hours to master. A huge part of it was the fact that I became obsessed with doing phase 1 hitless without the HUD. So I ended up throwing quite a lot of attempts when I thought that the gameplay was not perfect or I was making silly mistakes. As always, I am playing without summons of any kind, I'm not using any full Ashes of War, and I have my Lordsworn Greatsword that's been along with me through the whole journey so far. The reason I decided to try phase 1 without the HUD is because after doing it a number of times, I realized the patterns of attacks were quite easy to follow and the damage was steady and predictable, so I knew exactly when to use my potions if I did get them. It also made the experience so much more immersive and made me realize that my next challenge is going to be HUDless run throughout the whole game. When you don't have any other distractions on screen, the game becomes a completely different beast, and I found it absolutely hypnotizing. I think overall, this is actually my second favorite fight in the game after Radahn. Part of it comes from the overall environment and the feeling of the fight, as well as the giant bosses that just make everything feel so much more beyond. If you've been following me all this time, you know that I really enjoy the challenge. And what can be more challenging than being a tiny human with a tiny sword just stabbing at the giant in front of you while surrounded in flames? I actually didn't have that many attempts in phase 2 since I did restart multiple times after mistakes in phase 1. I will say that it felt absolutely overwhelming and I had no idea what was going on most of the time. Which is one of the reasons, of course, that I found it so much fun. Every time, though, I did wish that I could skip directly to phase 2 so that I could have a bit more time to practice and maybe get it to the HUDless and hitless version of phase 1. But after a certain number of attempts, and because this fight is incredibly long, I've decided to just go with the flow and can't keep down and move on to the next boss. As you can see, I actually tried many different techniques. I tried to fight on torrent, off torrent, I tried to go for his ankles, tried to go for his hands. I yelled at the screen every time I missed the attack I knew was coming and I failed to dodge right in time. And I laughed maniacally every time the giant rolled on me. Also, just a quick note that I do play with mouse and keyboard on a PC. I am an old school PC gamer and it's the only way I play games. I am absolutely hopeless with a controller. I don't use them at all. And I find it amusing and fascinating that people find this impressive. To me, it's second nature and it's kind of like breathing. I think this has to do a lot with muscle memory and what we are used to and what our habits are. And it also reminds me of why I love gaming so much, as it's such a diverse community and there are so many ways to enjoy different kinds of things. Elden Ring is actually my very first Souls game, and this is also my very first run through it. And I must say, it's the game that I didn't know I needed in my life. I used to be a pretty hardcore and competitive gamer, but as my life changed, so did my gaming patterns. Being able to challenge my own skill and push myself to the max, as well as compete against myself in a single-player game like this, has honestly reignited my passion for gaming. And this brings me to one of the proudest moments of this fight for me, which one of my friends affectionately calls Stubby Stub Stub, and something I have been looking forward to since the very first boss fight I have experienced in this game, which was against the Flying Dragon Akil. My issue has been that I'm always in the wrong place and at the wrong time when the opportunity arises. However, since this moment, I have become the ice-stabbing menace I've always wanted to be. I will also briefly mention that at this point in time my heart was racing so fast I thought it was gonna jump out of my chest, which usually triggers the end phase mode of any big boss fight where I'm absolutely hopeless and panic dodge into eternity. However, I'm proud to say that for once I kept my cool and I did finish the fight on a big note. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope to see you during the live streams. Until next time, and happy gaming!